Hey there team, and welcome to a nice big 8-man free-for-all here. So my intention with this one is to, fingers crossed, put this out on the Friday. If it's not out on Friday, then it should be out on Sunday, I hope. But yeah, I have been hoping to do an extra little video. Birthday passed recently as well, so I felt I should mark that, I guess, with an additional video. And this is one that I've been looking to get to for quite a little while now, or it's been promised to me, I guess, for quite a little while. So I think, well, maybe this will be the Friday, or so this might be the Saturday, and then the Sunday might be Froggy's fight, or the fight that was on Froggy's map. Anyway, I say 8-man free for all. So these are pretty tricky to set up. Well, you need a scenario to set them up. They're not so much tricky, but they're quirky for sure. I did actually, about halfway through this, over the weekend I tried to record this, but I had a bit to drink, and I perhaps had a little bit too much to drink, and yeah, just didn't turn out so great. So I decided I'll have a crack at this again from the start. Anyway, we got Mirkwood here. I think Mirkwood's a very cool faction to play in a free-for-all. I do definitely, yeah, because you can sort of skirmish away a lot. You can run away from fights you don't want to take, and you can have a lot of your army being hidden. Those three things I think are so important for a free-for-all. Well, I mean, the last one maybe not so much, but you can get some memes with it, for sure you can. Anyway, so I'm raided with this Mirkwood army. I won't call out everything I'm seeing here, but it does seem to be a very balanced army, but certainly quite high numbers, which Mirkwood can do. Mirkwood and Linden can certainly pump out the numbers as an Elven faction. So main thing about this, I love what he's doing here. This is exactly sort of what I like to do in a siege. I like to take just as close to the middle, perhaps not this aggressive, but really quite close to the middle. You put yourself at massive risk because you might have one army here and one army here, and you are just in trouble. But he's got this defense position right behind him that he can run up and secure, give himself a little bit of fire support, and fall back up the slope if the situation becomes very, very bad. I usually don't like people deploying on a really defensive position, but when that defensive position is so close to the middle of the map, it's yeah, I think it's cool. I think that's something you've earned. You put yourself at risk to do it. So so I like that. As well, with these scenario fights, you can generally be sure that it's you won't get any randoms. We'll probably recognize every name that's involved in this fight. And yeah, that's certainly solid. 2, you can guarantee some half-decent plays. No, you don't get these random guys in for sure. You can get some surprises, but it's always nice to have some well-known guys. Let's get, just so that I don't accidentally forget to, let's just grab a shot here. Yeah, because especially in free-for-alls, I can get a little bit scatterbrained and forget to take a screenshot. Anyway, first of these adversaries, we got the Warlord there, playing as Gondor, with his Treb, and he's tight. Yeah, so this is a made map for this situation. I really like this little, oh, Mithrandir's retinue backed into that corner there. This little sort of maze section is pretty daunting. The Fountain Guard, of course, you cannot... is that 2 units of Fountain Guard? No, that's just 1 unit of Fountain Guard. I just adore them. You know, they're just halberdiers, but they are they're just the best halberdiers, I feel. Pelgar Marines there, very good, especially for this sort of tight choke point area. Quite a lot of archers, which, yeah, I mean, you can certainly get some use out of them, but we'll see how they do. And going up against him is Rhun, so that's gonna be really nice. We'll get this sort of silver Gondorian up against the golden runic forces of the east. That's great. And then both pretty well armored and you know, with some good disciplined infantry, so it's going to be an absolute slugfest. Slightly better armor from Gondor, but lots more AP from Rhun. This is by Tiesnehof. Yeah, I think I was a Tiesnehof, I'm afraid. So I'll probably just be either Rhun or Ties when I'm referring to him. Again, lots of these javelins, putting down some stakes, which is probably a good shout if he doesn't have any cavalry. You know, yeah, you have to watch out for them, but I don't... Oh, he does have cav, but I suppose he's not planning to use his cavalry inside this this messy little maze structure. And he's going to be keeping his cav outside. He's got his warlords and the dragon knights. Warlords being just very high class heavy lancers. Knights, the dragon knights being knights. Main difference, of course, for anybody that doesn't know, is just knights have an anti-cavalry bonus. Tommy here playing as Imladris. So he's got his archer line out front. He's got his Eldarenwy archers there. That's nice to see. The Sword of Rivendell line mixing with the Imladris sentries. A little bit of Spears of Rivendell on the left flank, just because those Imladris sentries, well, you can only really have 2 of them. And he wants to have quite a long, sturdy front line, obviously. Those Spears of Rivendell do not have an armor upgrade. I'm pretty sure they get, like, hoods. Maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get, like, hoods when they get armor upgraded. Then cavalry, of course, as you know, Imladris does love their cav. Eldarenwy Lancers, Imladris Sentinels, and Gwathi Rockdoor. In the back there, the Godhalim with that armor upgrade. That looks nice. Them just sort of turning there. They're good sort of silver shields. And then the side, the Riders of the Bruin, and a nice sort of beefy horse archer unit. But yeah, very lightly armoured. Toward the side there, going toe-to-toe, well, like setting up nicely on his flank here is Harad, played by Hidden. He's got his Serpent Guard. Serpent Guard, just Lancers though, so they're not going to want to go toe-to-toe with some of that cav. Still, Harad is very nice with the rush, so this might be a nice target for him. Lots of Southron Warband out front to take a bit of a beating and just go toe-to-toe with the Haradrim archers. More Southrons. More archers, goodness. Lots of range damage. And anything else that's crazy. General in with the Serpent's Fangs. I like that. That's where I put him. And he's got the Black Serpents there too, which once again, just very high class, very swift Lancer unit. And the Trollmen doing their chanting straight away. So yeah, again, nothing to counter the enemy's cavalry, but lots of very swift Lancers. He's joined by another evil man faction, Hirtumhai. Hirtumhai, I think I was like Hirtum. Was how I was referring to him before. He's got his Alcaron as Faithful and the Warlords, both immense cav killing potential. Shield Guard on the side, Corsair Infantry. Again, yep, I did say I wasn't going to call everything out, but we'll try and just sort of cast our eyes over the armies. Nice, I like to see that. Armor upgraded Axe Guard. They do look gorgeous without the armor upgrade, but I just tend to take the armor upgrade for them. What about these guys? Again, armor upgraded Belakith Marksman 2. So yeah, very sturdy front line, which they're going to need up against Numenor. Of course, they're pre-fallen brothers. It's a tough fight. It's rare for Umbar to have a fight that they know they can't really win man on man. But this is up against their forefathers. That is definitely one of them. The seal bows, rattling shots, may be cancelled. Should be cancelled for sure. You don't really want to go skirmishing with those boys. They'll kill the enemy very quickly. Yep, these are your skirmish boys. Let the Belakith archers, or Belagar archers, just rattle shots away and skirmish. That's their job. And the last army on the field today are the Hobbits, or the Shire-Folk. Battling Brandybucks there, just a great source of AP, lots and lots of them. The Ents, nice to see, so we might get some Ent-on-Ent combat. The Bjornings, over there. Some Band of Brass archers, but yeah, as you'd expect with the Shire-Folk, so much is going to be hidden, and this is by Modexa. You've even got the Gandalf's fireworks. So he was sitting up here nicely, probably just had a hope that somebody was going to come running across the bridge, and he would have a nice sort of effective attack there, but that is not happening. So let's go to 1 times speed, and I think the immediate thing to do is look over here at the Haradrim forces. Yeah, I think let's immediately actually go down to 0.6, just because, well, one, lots of things are happening, a little bit laggy, and I don't want to miss anything. Let's actually go 0.5 for now, I'm afraid. I will speed up as things go, but we got a nice charge here up against these Eldarenwy archers. If I was the boys, I'd maybe even want to take that charge with the Riders of the Bruin in, because this is going to be very bloody. 103 down to 90... See, I think Tommy came out of that pretty lucky. I really think he got quite lucky there with how few he lost from that charge. But you have to remember just how well armoured and defensively skilled those archers are. Because they were charged from the front, they would have still gotten that defensive bonus. So that's really saved them from that charge. We've got the Gondorian infantry charging headlong into the Gamp Rim. In a more spread out engagement where these Gondorian infantry could sort of get around the halberdiers, this would be a much nicer fight, especially with the amount of armor upgrades that those Gondorian infantry have got here. But once those halberds get set up nicely, this is not going to be pretty for the men of Gondor. Yeah, phalanxes are just, yeah, if you can get a phalanx set up, it's not nice. But I mean, right now, both those boys are saying victory is certain, so fair play, good energy. And looks like we've got some more aggression from Ties as he's coming flying around with more Flagrim and Gamprim. But if these guards of Osgiliath get set up nicely, that's going to be a bit tricky to deal with, being outranged by pikes. Some shots coming in from those archers into the shield guard, but shield guard can generally take that to the face all day, really. Some trebuchet fire coming in. Looks like they accidentally got a little bit of friendly fire there against their Farazim nobles. But has chased off Hertum. And I'm not surprised that Hertum is deciding to pull back here. This is just, he doesn't really gain anything from fighting on Y2K's terms. He's given him a little bit of a skirmish engagement, but yeah, more than happy to pull back. If Numenor wants to stay on that hill, then that gives Hertum a good excuse to call for help. To just keep reminding the other players on the battlefield, like, look, I'd like to engage him, but I'm not charging this hill alone. It's important to communicate with your enemies in these on these free-for-alls, especially when there's 8 players involved. I would zoom the map in to make a bit more sense of this, but it's all enemy forces, so it wouldn't help us too much. See just the amount of casualties there from those poor Serpent Guard. That's a broken Serpent Guard unit there. Ride of the Bruinen sort of a bit too intimidating for them, but yeah, the Imladris cavalry advancing now. So this puts Hidden in a very daunting position. If he wants to come just charging forward, which is where Harad is pretty strong, he's got to worry about being constantly charged. So it means he kind of needs to be either charging a lot more carefully or perhaps waiting until Imladris hits him. Now, Tommy can take his time. A slight help that he's got though is Ties is showing up with his Dragon Knights and Dragon's Wrath Warlords on the oh, I thought he was going to wait for a minute, but no, he's coming straight on in. That's going to pull his attention away though. It's going to pull his attention away from Gondor, who is going to be able to put his full focus on fighting the Runic men here. I would love to. Okay, yeah, you really want to target the Narin. You'd be really tempted to shoot at the Eastern Guard, just because they're unshielded. But Eastern Guard fighting infantry is just not a good fight for them. These Shadow Guard popping up and going toe-to-toe with the Gondor infantry, that AP sort of, think of it as a heavy axe. It is a nice big halberd, but they use it like a heavy axe. Oh, we do have some axemen ourselves arriving though, but those Shadow Guard, this is a really nice fight for the Shadow Guard. They'll be enjoying that for sure. And right now there's just this little skirmish engagement. Trebuchet being pulled around. How we got with this engagement? Let's see, this is where I really thought the Flagrim and Gamprim would be winning the day. But when the Guards of Osgiliath get set up there properly, a few of them are engaging. That extra range is going to be carrying them through. Over here though, these guys really need a bit more mass, and the Pelaggar Marines might be just the ticket. Hopefully the Pelaggar Marines can get set up, unleash their javelins, which they should do, and then they can mix it up. Because all these pikemen need is just a little bit of mass on the front line, just to keep this ordered and stop these shorter range units getting to them. Now I'm glad I spotted this. I remember this. This is something that blew my mind when I was watching before. Just this one Gamprim just slowly backing away. He's seeing the Pelaggar Marines coming. He doesn't want any part of it. So he's just backward walking up the hill. I remember, oh, his little shoes. I remember the thing that I said before was from Mountain Blade Warband, your horse could reverse up just about any slope. As long as it was a slight slope, didn't matter how steep it was, he could reverse up it. And it was just watching him do that. It's really funny. So I've not been watching the oh, good. I thought I missed the confrontation. But it is about to happen here. Now, this is not a fun fight for the Hobbits. I really don't like this fight for the Hobbits. Hobbits, very lightly armoured. High numbers, great. Low unit size. So when I say unit size, I mean the actual model. Model size is very low, so they're actually quite hard to hit. But elven accuracy here, so that's not too much of a worry for them. And the amount of arrow fire that's going to be coming into these hobbits is going to be pretty devastating. Yes, I mean they're going to be responding because you can use that same criticism against Mirkwood. Mirkwood's quite lightly armored too, and our hobbit boys might be shooting at them. But it looks like we've got a little 1v1 brewing between the elves and the hobbits. Over here, the Eastron forces and the men of Gondor battling it out. And over here, the Southrons and the High Elves are clashing. Or at least entering a bit of a skirmish phase. But that catapult, okay, yeah, maybe Hidden's more than happy to just wait, because make sure he gets his use out of that catapult. And saying, yep, Y2K is he's content to stay on the hill for now, but so would I, because right now, well, you've still got that trebuchet. How's this gonna go? We'll just follow this blast, but because that's a beefy. This is a lot of beef here, and trebs are accurate. Oh, what did we get here? Ah, you can see he's been targeting cav, and that's some very expensive cav that we've been losing there, warlords and faithful. So it looks like Y2K is really just battering him away, just, you know, get further distance from me before he can actually, ouch, Jesus, some harbingers that went down there too. Oh, the accuracy of that Numenor Hintreb is devastating. But yeah, so Y2K can now maybe start to make his way down. Where Umbar was positioned before, he was quite nicely positioned for as soon as the Numenorians start to spread out, they can get jumped. But now they're a little bit too far to achieve that properly. Looks like Womb Raider's taking his time. Very fair play. No need to get launched right on in here. Yeah, no, just staring the boys down. How is... I mean, the hobbits have that artillery too, but I mean, elven long-range arrows are going to mince these guys, if that's the way that they want to deal with them. Maybe even a quick little charge to mess them up. So this is it's not bad for both guys. Even if one of them loses this 1v1, as long as they lose slowly, they take their time. They wait for the rest of the... Yeah, okay, good. Looks like the boys may be moving down now. They take their time and they wait for the rest of the battlefield to get very messy and for everybody else to die. Then that's maybe the ticket. Now, shoot, I think I missed all of the runic hijinks, didn't I? We've got some silver horsemen there, unfortunately downed. Some more silver horsemen. You can sort of see where they were getting some action. Looks like they were going toe to toe with the Imladris Sentinels. Looks like they did some. Yeah, you're seeing a few of the knights down, but they really wreaked some havoc on those Imladris Sentinels. Anything going on over here? That's them chasing away the last of the warlords. Looks like they achieved some nice charges, but again, it's tough with your focus being pulled away. I'd be content with that now, Ties. I wouldn't come in again. I think you've shown your worth. You've shown that you're engaging in this fight. You're being a participant, which is important. You don't want people to be sitting there thinking that you're just sitting this fight out. Oh yeah, and I was wondering, so he's up here. Say if he... So this is totally inaccessible. Let's say his entire unit got wiped out now, and he was the last man standing. Could he be controlled up here now? Because, I mean, this is flat ground. This is, like, perfectly walkable. I hope that's not bugging out the rest of his unit, and they're trying to connect with him. Goodness me, that would be really freaking frustrating. Anyway, yeah, so we're engaging nicely now. Yeah, now that they're even sort of a bit more spread out. And Pilgrim Marines look like they probably unleashed a bit of javelin fire. We're getting a little bit of lag stutters there, and I think again that's just due to the trebs burning people alive and the amount of sort of carnage that's going on across the map. See, this is just it is a tough fight for the warlord. I do like Gondor. Gondor's got a lot of strengths, but Rhun is a nice counter to them, I feel. That Treb is going to be absorbing a lot of that damage. These are just aesthetic fire arrows. They're not actually, they're not really providing any fire arrow effects. We've almost, yeah, with the effects of this this tribesman damage, this might not be too far along. I guess there are lots more reinforcements to come on in. Guards of the Sgiliath ready to advance, but I think that Tides is going to come out of this fight. If my assumptions right now, I think Tides is going to come out of that fight looking not too bad. Unless the Mithrandir's retinue, which we saw slip out. Oh shoot. Oh, they're over here. Yeah, I mean, these stakes are just a bit scary. Coming all the way around here, maybe? Okay. Oh, Scion Ren. I don't know. The Mithrandir's retinue might be worth some pretty messy stuff. This would be a cool little bowl to fight in. God, that'd be a... Yeah, just not a place you want to die. Just that little sort of divot in the ground. It makes me think of, like, the... What's that movie? I think it's like the first scene of like Cold Mountain. It's like the battle in the Battle of the Crater is yeah, God, that's a pretty messy moment. Hidden is, yeah, happy enough to wait it out again, and this is where I originally wasn't too fond of just how many archers Hidden brought. This has worked out not too bad for him. I really love that rock formation. Yeah, it's always sort of present no matter where you're looking. Or sort of where you are in the battlefield, you can see it. Let's try and get a... Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? It's quirky, but you know, it's a skill. So it's nice to have sort of a big feature like that. And yeah, no, there's also like little parts of this fight. Gives you a lot of, well, parts of this map. Just gives you a lot of choice where you want to go, where you want to take the fight to the enemy. Now, Hurton here he's playing a very risky game. You are seeing in the bottom right, the bottom left of the mini map, Y2K is marching down the slope now. So Hurton's got two choices. He can look at this and he can maybe forge an alliance. He can say, "Hey Tommy, I'll come in, I'll help you smash the Southrons, and then me and you together will take our remaining forces and we'll wipe out Numenor." Or, I mean, that's not a bad idea, but I would prefer to maybe just chill, just wait. And I've totally ignored the elves and the hobbits. I'm sitting there just chatting shit, and we are engaging heavily now, and we have exactly what I hope to see. We have some Ent versus Ent combat around the trees. Just, yeah, very, very messy stuff. Let's get some more Ents going on here. So these are, of course, the Shire-Folk Ents going toe-to-toe with the Mirkwood Ents. So yeah, very bloody stuff. It's just Ent carnage. And this is a fight that generally, yeah, we can zoom in. Hobbit morale. Stay steady, Hobbit boys. Kind of lucky, I guess, for the Hobbits that there's a lot of these Spears of Emendwyr who are just not going to be killing them incredibly quickly. But those Woodland Realm Axemen are. They're just going to be butchering their way through Hobbits. We're getting some of these... this was probably the cause of some of that frame stuttering. The bloody rockets there. A little bit of friendly fire, of course, but some of that kind of these armor upgraded Hiri Lang. Rockets do not care how well armored you are. Getting a break there, that's going to be partly caused by his rockets. But those rockets are going to be ceasing now, as the Bjornings seem to have been shot down. So have most of the Gandalf fireworks, but the Huntsmen of Amonland are going to come in to finish off the situation now. Just the last few rockets. Any more to go? No. I was actually a little bit stunned in one of my previous fights. You only need one person. This is like a Hwacha device. You only need one artillerist to man that. Unlike most artillery pieces where you need 3. So that's, yeah, I mean, it makes shooting them down a lot more difficult. Proudfoot Protectors there received a really nasty charge from the Sindar. This is not something the Sindar want to stay in for very long at all. But those Proudfoots were needed by the Hobbits, both in melee and at range with that very nice crossbow that they've got. So yeah, absolute stinger from Adexa. So he's still going to be rattling out some shots, but as it stands, as I say, that Hobbit morale is starting to fail. The farmers of Buckland don't have to worry about morale, of course. They'll fight to the very end to protect their crops and brothers at their sides. But yeah, still more firepower coming in. Now this is where the Womb Raider needs to start pondering. how much ammunition he's willing to spend. Let's go up to 0.7 now. We might start missing some things, but yeah, I don't want this to be too long. But yeah, so Womb Raider needs to start thinking about how much ammunition do I want to save. Because he's going to want some for later on in this fight, but he's also going to want to make sure that he very efficiently beats those poor hobbits. Now this is a fight where the Warlord is actually doing really well. How, I guess it is the pikes being involved, the axemen, those heavily armoured axemen, just getting that AP into the field. And I do think maybe this one guy is just causing a bit of an annoying glitch to that unit. Eastern Clansmen coming in, no armour upgrade for the Eastern Clansmen today. We're trying to get some javelin fire in, but they're just not able to get that avenue. Oh my god, imagine if that one guy with a javelin, and he was just constantly lashing out shots, because he wouldn't miss. You wouldn't. Oh no, they are getting out some jabs. Ah, well done, good stuff. How's this fight doing? That's going a lot worse for the men of Gondor. Citadel Guard are in there now. That's going to be a bit nasty. Bit of AP from their own. More Citadel Guard standing by. Marksman of Caradhras, yes. So they're flooding on forward here now. But the Wardens of the White Tower are involved. Over here, Shadow Guard engaging Peligar Marines. Oh, they've just been sat on guard mode. Oh no! You're seeing just the amount of javelins that are getting sucked up by that trebuchet. Gotta be careful with that, boys. But yeah, if they can just use up all of their ammunition, then that won't be too bad. But still, I think that Ties is going to come out of this looking okay. Looking okay. Oh, yeah, they were all just done by archers. How are we doing with that Mithrandir's retinue? I'm not seeing them. I'm not seeing them. I'll try and find them later on. We got some movement from the Umbar forces? No, we don't. This is where I'd love it if these replay files could possibly save a chat log. That would be awesome. Like, we could kind of be reading through the chat. We've got demons. We've got demons of the desert. I was wondering if they would be showing up. So that's like Tommy and Hidden are just staring each other down. But as I say, that's not a bad thing to do. You know, nobody's looking at you. The other guys are just they're wasting their troops across the battlefield. Elves and hobbits are dying in droves. Runic forces and Runic forces and Gondorians are dying as well. This is okay to just slowly stare each other down, skirmish away, because then they've got nothing and you're still looking pretty fresh. So okay, well, whatever Umbar was going to do, they don't really have that choice anymore. Yeah, that's I love it when sometimes when hobbits get a death animation, of course they grow to the size of a normal person to perform the animation. Yeah, they just get a spurt of a really big growth spurt in their last few moments of life. So okay, but I mean this is what Hurton was kind of wanting. He was just wanting a flat ground engagement, and that's what Y2K is about to give him. But Y2K's still got that treb, and Y2K's really been able to gather up his forces and organise the way that he wanted. Oh, is Y2K splitting? That's interesting, isn't it? I don't know if I feel good about that. I feel very cautious about splitting my forces, or maybe no, he's gathering everything. He's not going to take this fight. Because he does have a slight high ground advantage. I guess he's happy enough to... Ooh, this would be very sly. What I like to think here is that Y2K and Hurtum have kind of spoken, and Hurtum have said, okay, I'll take on the winner of these guys. Oh no, okay, this is not what's been happening here. But what I assumed was, I'll take on the winner of these guys, you go take on the winner of the Elves and the Hobbits. And then... that's fine, because they both still got pretty full armies. Yeah, Hurtum's taking a few nasty trebuchet hits, but that's not too bad at the end of the day. Yeah, and it does look like, yeah, I think Numenor has seen just how much of a power the Womb Raider still is here, and he doesn't really want to, he doesn't want to waste his troops before he has to engage the Elves of Mirkwood. He wants to deal with that straight away. We've still got 3 Ents on the field. Elders are still kicking about. Oh dear. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have wanted to use your javelins up against the hobbits. You know, javelins, the hobbits would have laughed at that if you started wasting your javelins on their chaff. So, no, I definitely want to save that. So we're going to get some mind games here. And this is, well, there's a reason this is a 33,000 frame. I swear we will get up to a normal speed soon, but usually, by now, things have sort of cooled down a little bit. There's still stuff happening all across the field, so I can't really risk it. And this is just, yeah, I see it. In my mind, I feel it's just how much damage can Warlord do to ties before he is wiped out. Mithrandir's retinue are through. Or through, I mean, they're being used here. Now, I don't know about that. If I was a Warlord, I'd maybe be tempted to save them. Because then you lose everything else. I like that. That guy, he wants to chase off the Mithrandir's retinue, but he just can't. He's too scared. He's too scared to climb down. What we got here? Sit on guard, engaging the Narim, and so on. This is actually, yeah, that's turned out not too bad for them. Maybe I was counting out Gondor a bit too quick. And these are the elites here, or well, there's the Fountain Guard. They're going to lose here, but they should get a few more before they go down. Narim fire, just engaging the marksmen and the wardens of Minas Ithil. I mean, still my money's on Tice, but he's gonna come out of that a lot worse off than I originally thought, which is not a bad thing. Like you kind of want to come out of your 1v1 looking really bloodied, or looking really bloody, but hopefully not actually being bloodied. Nice quick charge there up against the Riders of the Brunnen, but the Imladris Sentinels or Sentries. I'm flipping between those two today quite a lot. Rider Sentinels. So you'll see, or you'll hear, I suppose, probably a difference in mic quality between this and my previous videos. I'm back down south. I'm not recording this one at home, unfortunately, so recording this one back down south. But what I decided to do was I took my microphone from home, which was the exact same brand and everything as the microphone I bought. I was just not happy with my recording quality, so we'll see how that goes. Now, I think the main reason is just up north. I've got I've just got a better setup. You know, I've got I can have my microphone be further away from my laptop. I think that's just why we've got the light whine, which is just my general laptop noise. Oh! Okay, well this isn't what I expected to see. I didn't expect Y2K to fall back. No, okay, right. At this, if I was him, I would speak to Womb Raider and I would say, okay, this is our. Can you? You can't come up there. Oh, you need to have a very careful alliance. But an alliance needs to be brokered here. You cannot take Y2K on this hill by yourself. So it does look like Mirkwood's coming over, and Hertum's coming over again. So yeah, good stuff. So Y2K is just gonna, he's just gonna hunker down and get ready for what's to come. Now I'm wondering, are there any hobbits left? Something could climb all the way to the top here. Or can you climb through that? I don't think so. But you can climb up to this, jeebers. Now I'm expecting this is a routing force. Yeah, Bannerbrass archers. I didn't hear the announcer let us know, but I think that's the hobbits off the field. Yeah, let's go to 1x speed. Let's go to 1x speed. So as I say, at this point we will probably start missing some things, but yeah, we'll go to 1x speed. Ooh, that'd be a tempting charge, but against that Scion Rim. He's been victorious over here though, so he can start bringing his troops around. Mithrandir's retinue coming around this way, so they have been wreaking some. Ah, maybe that's where they got used. Very clever. Yeah, so Scion Rim, yeah, chasing away the Mithrandir's retinue. Get out of there, boys. But I mean, that's pretty cool because that's 159 guys just got ordered away from the front line. Not all of them left, but they got pulled away from this immediate... You're seeing they're still running away from them. They've got their backs to the enemy. They're getting stabbed. So if Warlord could kind of keep teasing that... Oh no! He lost a guy. These are 2 hit point Cavaliers. You don't... Oh! Now which one was that? Yeah, so he is going to come over here maybe? Goodness sake, this is quite a messy little engagement now, as the choke points have kind of fallen away. Wardens of Minnesethal just trying their best now, but that they should be getting wiped. And again, yeah, this is just confirming to me, you know, Tyze is gonna win, but you know, he's gonna come out of that in a very unpleasant way. And if those Mithrandir's retinue survive, I think Warlord might still be in an okay condition, even if we can get like 8 of them off. Get out of the way of those Shadow Guard. That was a nice charge though, I like that. But if you can get 8 of them alive and out of this fight, then, you know, he can still do stuff with that later on. The end game, he can still be very messy. 136 of these archers arriving now is quite a scary concept, for sure. They're not going to deal much damage, but that's still 136 swords and 136, you know, suits of armor. Even if the guy, you know, swinging it doesn't really, you know, he's not a skilled swordsman, still, it's messy. Oh, looks like Hertum is not going to wait for Mirkwood. He's going to launch straight in. I mean, I would trust Wim Raider here, because Wim Raider doesn't gain anything from attacking him. He puts himself at a worse position. So perhaps what they're going to do is Hertum's just going to rushing one in, and it looks like Y2K didn't expect that. He's not set up ready. Well, he's not set up perfectly ready for it. But yeah, it looks like if Hertum just kind of unleashes maybe half his army on this front line, absorb, you know, takes a lot of damage, deals with a lot of the chaff, then perhaps Wim Raider will come in and do his part, and then Hertum's final forces can come in and finish the job. That might be their plan, and then Hertum ends up being on top. Okay, so Belagar Footmen, I adore Belagar Footmen. They've come forward to just stop the Corsair infantry from rattling them, but Corsair infantry, they're hybrid forces. I do have a little bit of champagne left, so I'm chugging away at that, but not intensely. I have a train to catch at 11 o'clock though, so I can certainly have a bit. Still, even no matter how much you trust them, you know, if you've got spearmen, stare them down. Over here we are. Oh wow! Both of them actually went to go and mess with the elves. Very funny. Oh, goodness sake. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, boys. I missed this action. I absolutely missed that. Ouch. Yeah, like you're seeing... Whoa. I mean, was that just the amount of firepower that went into them? That is devastating. I mean, you are seeing, yeah, you're seeing more elves along the left. I think that this was oofed. Ouch. Good tidings. So that's okay. The Imladris elves are victorious over here. I don't know what we've still got in terms of. Yeah, I mean, they're bloodied. Like they came out of that. Yeah, you can see they must have. There must have been a lot more elven corpses than I was sort of spotting, and just the Haradrim forces were a lot more prominent. But yeah, so Tommy can gather up his men and start walking over here, but if I was Tommy, I would have no intention of getting involved in this right now. I'd feel more than happy to just let everybody else slug it out. I've bled my turn. So, you know, you guys fight now. Belagar Footmen engaging now from the Umbar forces, but we do have the Numenorian cohort, just about as good as you get when it comes to line infantry. Backed up by the Sentinels, the Narnar Sentinels, amazing pikemen, absolutely love them. So it's going to be a grind between these two heavily disciplined, well, very well disciplined, heavy infantry factions. Woodland Realm Patrol, positioning here, firing some shots up. Yeah, so he's trying to get his shots into the back of the Numenorians. There was actually 69, but don't you dare rout. You've got a lot of buffers around you. Do not. He just broke. At 69? Really? That's a bit of a surprise. That's a real surprise there from those Belgar footmen. I'm disappointed. Y2K Sentinels there. They're showing their back to the enemy. That is not pretty. Get yourselves turned around. That is really not pretty. Oh hell. Yeah. Whoa, okay, they're just getting rinsed. And yeah, he's taking advantage of it. Good man, hurt him. Very good man, hurt him. Deary me. Okay, that was not expected there from Y2K. Yeah, very, very frightening now. He's got a lot more boys in reserve. But maybe this is gonna be yeah, I mean, he's still got the power, and he's not used his Seal Bowmen yet, or not all of them anyway. He's got one unit sort of rattling a few shots off, silencing the oh no, those are Seafarers, not the Corsair Blackguards. Quite similar units in a lot of ways, but yeah, one looking a little bit more menacing. Yeah, javelins right into the course, into the Alcarondas Faithful. Good to see, good choice. But yeah, great, okay. Well done, Hurton. Yeah, it looks like the elves are just pecking on each other right now. One of my friends keeps launching and closing Total War Warhammer. Not Total War Warhammer 2 or 3, just Total War Warhammer. It's very strange. Maybe he's trying, I don't know what he's trying to do. Trigger something? Is there something in Warhammer 3 that like needs you to have Warhammer 1? Maybe. But yeah. He's trying to like make the system know, like, hey, look, I own Warhammer. Could be, could be. Why are you running? Relax. I mean, yeah, they're running to try and catch the Sindar. Those Sindar are pretty scary. We still have some Gwathi. And the Riders. Goodness sake, this is just some heavy cav play here. Huntsmen of Ammon-Lank, Spear Cav. So they can tie up some of these forces. Eldremel Lancers are a Lancer unit. They don't have any anti-cavalry abilities, so Huntsmen of Ammon-Lank are going to be quite a tough fight for them. They do have that great armor value though, so they ain't going anywhere fast, but it's messy. Yeah, just on these plains. Bows of Imladris are still nicking away. The Sindar are mixed in amongst that. Goodness sake, and they don't want to wipe out each other's cav power. Tommy's actually taking this position. I think that's fair enough. As I say, I think this is quite a central location. I think he's bled for it. It's not that he didn't spawn there. He's charged off to secure that. And yet, so the runic forces are moving out. Any Gondorians left in here? Oh, my boy. Okay, some of his men are still alive, but damn. I was kind of hoping that he would be like the last man left in his unit. So he's not moved though, so that makes me think you can't move around up here. Because surely if he was... I don't know. I would assume like if he was trying to route, he'd try to run toward the closest section to a map edge or something. But I don't really know how the little robot brain works in these models. So yeah, he's come out looking okay. He's come out looking okay. He's still got ammunition there. If he's still got much Dragon's Wrath crossbow fire, that's gonna be very scary. These crossbowmen are out. East Strong Guard, you know, I'm exhausted as well. They're not going to be too much use. Yeah, okay, cool. But certainly nothing to be ignored here. This is a late game free for all army for sure. And you can do some work with it. Oof. Yeah, so he's shooting them down as best he can with his Elders of the Elven King. He doesn't want Tommy to get up to a really sort of nice position up here. That looked really, really bad there. All of those guys on the ground, but no, a few of them have, most of them have gotten back up. That's good to see. Issue for Tommy is just the lack of ammunition he's got. So he's got this nice position, that's great. But, oh, Womb Raider's rushing up the other side. He's a bit too slow for it, but what might end up just happening is Womb Raider starts coming up, And because Tommy can't, you know, he can't sit and shoot him or anything, he's got to charge him. So he might just wait for him to get around there and then come charging on out and see if he can best him in melee. I think Womb Raiders realised that. He's gotten a bit too cocky there, and he's seen just how much risk those guys are in of just getting charged down. So yeah, he's pulling them together. And this is where the real action is, in my mind right now. Warlords of Umbar are through. I'm very impressed with Hurtum's sort of abilities here. Just showing the real sort of power and discipline of the Umbar forces. The last of Y2K's cavalry there fallen. Oh no, they're still around, they're still swinging. Interrupting those crossbowmen. Numenorian shield guard. That was shaking for a minute. I saw that. No, those are steel bows. So steel bows basically cohort once they've used up their ammunition. These guys out as well. That's 123 of the boys. See, so this is rotting meat. Now, rotting meat does just the exact same effect on your forces as it does the enemy. Usually it is something that a defender wants to do on the attacking forces, but everybody here's got really good morale. So, yeah, it's just as easily going to make your guys rout as it's going to make the Umbar forces rout. Still got some ammunition to spend from the Belgar forces. These Numenorian cohort being the last force, well, last full unit to get chucked on in. Fires and Nobles. Let's see when they could do with getting a breakout for the Fires and Nobles, but I don't see that happening. Balakith Axe Guard mixing up against these steel bows, fair enough. Nah, I think there's just not enough left in the tank for Umbar. It's been a very glorious charge. I've been really chuffed with it, but he's not going to be able to get through. There's just, yeah, there's too much still standing. But again, I keep talking about these late game cav plays. I would maybe want to save these 12 warlords of Umbar. I don't think anybody would be. I don't think anybody would think less of him if he just got those cavalry units out and just said, "Cool, I'm waiting until you guys kill each other, and then we can mess about after. Just find a nice open field to wait in, and pick your battlefield." Now, see, that's, you know, when you know the enemy's gonna come at you, it's nice to just sort of pick your battlefield. Find an area that you think is gonna be perfect for what few forces you maybe have left, and yeah, set up there, get ready. Looks like Rhun. No, he's just organizing, but yeah. Oh no, he might be organizing here. Goodness me, I think I probably will be going at 2 times speed later on in this fight. I think I can see where it's going. I think we are going to get wolf deer. That's some oh dear. That's some rough prosecco. I did call it champagne before. No, it is just prosecco, but goodness, some rough ones. That was the you know, when you're walking into Sainsbury's and you've just got the bottles like right by the door. I think they were just on offer. They are in date, but goodness me. Yeah, I think just maybe go a little bit further back next time, Windy Pops, and find something slightly more to your taste. But yeah, so I'd say very, very chuffed. This is for me. This push has been one of the highlights of my highlights of the game for me. He's done a lot better than I expected. What the heck? Oof, these poor boys. Those poor steel bowmen got rattled by crossbow fire. Yeah, and it does just kind of show what happens when these two heavily armoured, well-disciplined infantry forces clash. A lot of bloodshed. An awful lot of bloodshed. Yeah, not fun times, to be sure. But yeah. Broken archers there from Y2K. Axe Guard still hacking down these Numenorians, but not for too much longer. Adunaim Shield Guard standing their ground as well. And I adore the Adunaim Shield Guard. I tend not to... they're one of my favourite looking models. Absolutely. I think they look amazing. But I tend not to get much good use out of them. Those fires... Oh! Fires and Nobles there, getting engaged by the Alcarondas Faithful. And Shield Guard in the mix. That has not been a fun moment for the Fires and Nobles. Yeah, lots of cav. you know, yeah, if these two cavalry units just went toe to toe until the very end, that would be. Hey, okay, and I didn't actually notice. That's a break. That's a break from the Fires of Nobles, and there's still Harbourers of Castamere on the field. Very interesting. We've got this little ball of Mirkwood death. Now this is really where the point. Now, I think her tomb is just seeing red. I think the same for Y2K. I think that they are just dead into this rivalry now, and there's no pulling them out of that. It's no longer about winning the free for all. It is about defeating this chosen opponent. So fair play. I don't blame them for that. But we have to look at Mirkwood here. Mirkwood is starting to get very strong in comparison to everybody. And yeah, Rhun and Imladris need to be not doing anything silly. You know, they need to be looking to fight side by side now. And I suspect they're going to. I don't know why Ties is running. No need to run, mate. Just relax. Relax. Take your time. Some, of course, there are crossbows here. Oh no, they've got their crossbows out. That's a shame. They routed while they still had ammo. Cool, but yeah, so I think what we need is a proper alliance between Imladris and Rhun, which is not going to be easy considering they did have that early game clash. They're not going to want to ally, but they're gonna have to. And then whoever comes out victorious here is going to have to join that alliance. What, in a perfect world, they would look at this situation and both pull back. Fires of, oh, dude, if we got some Fires of Swordmasters versus Harbourers of Castamere, that would be a fucking banger fight. But as I say, what should happen now is they should look at this fight and say, GG, well played. I'm done, I'm out. But I don't blame them for just wanting to wipe each other out to the last man. That is, there's a lot of cool stuff about that. Oh, that was routing. I thought he was moving. Saying that, I think Umbar's going to come out on top here. But again, like, nobody's won here. This is just death. Yes, we are getting it. How many Harmongers? 24 versus 18. Oh, sorry, no, not 18. Fires and Swordmasters, 13. And with a little bit of cav play from Warlords, yeah, those Harmongers are gonna win that. Harbourers of Castamere are one of the few units that can sort of give the Fires of Nobles like a bit of a run for their money. They're not gonna win. They're up against a 3 hit point model, but it's yeah, still they can stare them down. They can get a bit of work done. Enemy army flees the field. So what is that? Is that the last? That's the last of Numenor. No, it's not. No, it's not. That must be. The last of. Not the last of Imladris. What the heck are you doing? Crazy boy. Maybe the last of Gondor or something. There might have been some little Gondorians still kicking about that I didn't spot. Or Harad. Firepower coming from on high. Nice, awesome! Don't you dare. Good man, Hidden. Putting his, he just popped. Well done! Good lad. Right, good. I'm really chuffed with that from Hidden. It'd be great if these guys stopped routing, because they could just, like, position. They're taking a very odd route off the battlefield. But yeah, that's very cool. Because again, it's so tempting to just be like, you know, screw you, Tommy. We had a fight, you know, you beat me there, and just try and punish Tommy. But no, he's seen like the best way that he's got to win this. I love that alliance. Well done, lads. Like I'm seeing the runic forces, the golden forces of Rhun mixing up with the blue forces of Imladris. That's great. The cavalry of Imladris running past everybody now too. That's awesome. Awesome. Oh, it's the boys. Ooh, okay. Medexa is in it. Medexa is in it. I am. Okay. This might be something. This might be something now. I was still thinking that this is going to be a bloodbath for the Alliance, but why are we joining this? But right into the theory, like 99 pre-contact. Oh, get out of there, Eagles! Get out of there, Eagles! Oh my god! And Wind Raider might have not even seen them coming. He might have been focused on something else. And right into the spears of Imladris. I mean, when you're this damaging, as an eagle, yeah, you don't care about spears. You do not care about spears. Oh my god. Alcrondath's Legion and the Warlords of Umbar are arriving now too. Chasing away those swords in Fremendale, but and the Elder Army Archers, but that was a nice charge too. Oh no! Don't. Be careful with the riders. Be careful. Okay, great. Let's go to 0.7 for a minute. This is not how I saw this going down. I thought that the boys would like find a place to hole up and like scrunch together and hide, but no, they've launched at Mirkwood here, and the Sindar, to be honest, though, the Sindar will grab the Eagles, because the Eagles, although they do look like they're flying and everything, for anybody that doesn't know, they are unfortunately like they're cavalry. So something like Sindar will grab them and eat them up really nicely. Oh dear. Okay, no, it's still an uphill battle for the Alliance. We still have some scary morale across the board. Very low numbers across the board. And Mirkwood still has ammunition, some ammunition, that's done. Are we still firing? Where are the Serpent's Fangs? Damn. Not seeing the Serpent's Fangs. Sorry, I'm oh, there they are. Okay, yeah, again, I don't blame him. He's got his general there too still. So yeah, I don't blame him for not wanting to charge on in. As long as you're laying down fire into Mirkwood Elves, not the Imladris Elves, then I think this is fair enough. Very cool. Okay. Sorry to cheer on Raiders' defeat here, or possible defeat, but this is it's always cool to see an upset. But we got some shield guard coming down. That is the last of the boys over here. Goodness sake, that is just a very bloody hell. Harbingers, 24 Harbingers of Castamere. Just walking their butts over. Yeah, take your time, lads. You don't want to get shot at. You do not want to get charged, though. That's the only thing. Wardens of Amalek chasing them out, chasing these eagles out. Let's zoom on in, because we can tell the difference now.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Okay, that was the general of Umbar dropped, but the last few forces that Umbar has, they're very, very high morale. Probably not get too phased by that. As long as they don't get immediately pounced on, they should settle. Yep, fight. Oh no, the Eagles are taking fire. The Eagles are taking fire now. They're getting dropped. Ouch. 6 of them left. Maybe they could sit out for a minute and wait for an opening, but at the same time, if they're not in there making openings, then and wreaking havoc, then Mirkwood's just going to be able to focus on the front line of the Alliance. Oh no, javelins coming right into the back of those sentries. More poison arrow fire from the Serpent's Fangs. Hopefully not hitting these crossbowmen, because that would break them. Oh, that did actually just hit that guy. Shit. No, that dearie me. Kind of regret not doing this as a drunk fight. This is a bit wild. Alright, Eagles getting another quick charge in, but those Sindar, only 4 of them left. Only 5 Eagles. Yeah, those Sindar, it's quite right. He should just be using those Sindar as eagle hunters. Just you know, get those birds down. Oh, don't get in the way, 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 no! Oh, that's going to be a bit messy, but that was 123 before contact, now it is down to 93. That's good to see. Spears of Imladris coming over. Again, 41. I know it's just something I really enjoy. I like to just see the numbers pre and post charge. It's always pretty dope. Oh, okay, charge. Good lad. Okay. Looks like I think that these here lying were just sort of charging out after something, and they've they made contact with the shield guard. But yeah, so these 24, one or two of them will drop because they're very bloodied. They must have lost wounds. So a few of them will drop, but they should come out of that looking okay. Yeah, they'll definitely slice up these elves. I'm guessing they'll come out with 20. So let's see, we'll come back and see that after. But oh wait, maybe. Yeah, I'm still thinking 20. Eagle's getting a general kill there. Wind Raider's attention is just going to be getting pulled everywhere. You got to keep in mind we're going with this at 0.7 speed. That's happening a lot faster for everybody else. Crossbowmen there, they must have not had much ammunition because they were sort of exposed a little bit more. But great, good stuff. He's just providing a good sort of anchor to anchor for Hertum to charge away at. This is some of the best coordination I've seen between, like, you know, random player, well, between players in a free-for-all. I really appreciate this. And again, this is kind of what you'd expect from guys that, you know, sort of know what they're doing for sure. We need to change target. Oh, no. I was gonna, because it looked like we were targeting over there. We need to be targeting this blob with those archers. Eastern crossbows coming down, out of ammunition. It's still 67 boys with a level of armor upgrade. Gwaithy Rock Door, don't trap each other in. That's the worry. Don't trap each other in, and don't charge this now. Okay, good. Coming around. Wardens, how are we doing over here? 17. Oh, ouch. Okay, that went a lot. That's been a lot bloodier for the Harbingers than I thought it would be. They should still come. They'll definitely come out on top, but like a bit messy. But yeah, if I like it, it has sort of devolved into this line of 1v1s. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's sort of just what you'd want to see from like Swordmaster versus Swordmaster combat. But yeah, that's Hertum just doing his part there, just wiping out every single elf. Death is a good thing right now for them. Well, not the Imladris elves, of course. Rum Raider. Ooh. That's a break. Looks like Tyze is almost damn, Tyze is maybe almost shattered there. He's got his crossbows still engaging. But yeah, it's starting to get a little bit scary, a little bit messy for him. Those, I mean, how many Servants' Fangs do we still have? 10. They were at 18 before, I thought. Oh, maybe I was mistaken, because I'm not seeing any corpses unless somebody's fallen down the hill. Those Gwaithy Rock Door coming up. Warden's Van and Light taking some shots in the back. Yeah, it's a bit messy, bit annoying for them, because they're, I mean, still not heavily armoured, as Mirkwood forces are gonna be. Ooh, gotta watch it here. Now, this is the only unit. He will be microing it. He won't have them on fire at will, but you don't want them to turn around and hit the Gwaithy Rock Door there. That's Rhun down. That was it. Tyze did his job very well there. He'd be very pleased with his display, to be sure. Are the Eagles all dead? I think the Eagles have fallen. A few Warlords of Umbar still around. God, it's still a... And the Alpha's Faithful, they're broken. Admitted defeat. Yeah, well, that must have been Rhun admitting defeat. Oh yeah, shoot, we could have got a charge in the back of these here lying, couldn't we? That would have saved a few Harbinger lives, but at the same time, like, oof, yeah. So like one good charge would have just finished that. So we could have saved a lot of the boys, but no, that's all right. They had a damn good fight. Elders of the Elven King, please. Oh, no, you've still got ammunition. Fuck. Woodland Protectors, they're out. No, they're not. Fuck, they've still got jabs. These guys are maybe out, although they might still have some ammunition. Warden's Van, they're hidden as well. A lot of this power is going to be able to fall back and hide. Oh, I mean, those Serpent Fangs in a perfect world, you know, when they get in melee, they're going to kill one man each. You know, that's I think genuinely that's probably what we can expect from them. So I don't know how we, unless somebody has something more hiding. Another unit of eagles. I've seen crazier things. I've seen crazier things than another unit of eagles pop up. Let's go back to 1 speed. Try and watch the minimap for something just appearing randomly. What's this over here? That's all. It's starting to make a little bit more sense why he was bested so quickly in the fight. So what we got? Full unit bandits, full unit Hobbit train arms, and 2 units of Farmers Buckland. Farmers Buckland, think of them as like Fnac berserkers. Massive, you know, great attack value, AP, locked morale, absolute machines. They're gonna be messy. So this is the thing. As long as the this puts on the heat for Wind Raider. What he needs to do now, I feel, is wipe out what's left. He's not going to let him. He's going to run back up to the hill. You earned this hill. You earned that. That is your home. Fair play, lad. Go there. Over this way. Alcaranda's faithful routing. 1 crossbowman. Where are the... There'll be this guy. Cool. Yep, move on over. Link up the hobbits. Okay. Well, what I was going to say was it would be nice... Well, if I was Mirkwood, I would have wanted to basically wipe out what was left. But in reality, there's just not enough. There's not much left. The few Serpent's Fangs, you know, it's not really a game changer. A Gwathi Rock Dorna general hiding somewhere. So no, it's not enough. As much as I like this from Midexa, I think maybe this should have popped up sooner. I think it's maybe slightly too late now. I mean, those Farmers of Buckland, I could see them killing, like, they'll kill an elf each. As long as they don't get charged down, they'll kill an elf each, and that's 200, that's what, 260 elves? No, more than that. They're what, 170 man unit? Oh no, 127, yeah. Well, so yeah, that's 250. Elves dropped. Bandit javelin fire, gonna do some damage for sure, especially if it picks some nice targets. Hobbit train arms just to soak up damage and hold the line. Genuinely, we'll probably only get about 20 kills at best. Up against those elves for sure. So it really is the bandit and the Farmers Buckland. That's what we're relying on here. But I just feel had this been involved when the Grand Alliance was charging in, I think we could have had some really, really messy. I'm not saying that this is done. You know, Wind Raider's forces are without a general. Well, so are the Hobbits, but yeah, Wind Raider's not got a general. His boys are very low in numbers. That was another admit defeat. His boys are low in numbers. These javelins, low ammunition. I mean, those Wardens of Ammo and Lank, you know, not their EP is not really going to be as useful now. Still a very high damage unit, of course. Whoa! No way! Wait, how? Have you? We needed you, mate. No, why did? Wait, no. I'm just wondering, has he routed? Maybe he did. Like he didn't want to just sit and wait. It's fair play. People are rushed for time, of course, but yeah, I was hoping to see those last few Harbingers battle it out. But it looks like we had an admit defeat. Because the only thing that made me think that is because the Alcarandas Legion are locked around. So I was very confused as to why one was routing. But maybe there's something funky about that. We'll see. Opening up. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, just rattle shots in right into the farmers. We can't just sit and tank this damage though, because they'll do it to us all day, and they'll be killing a man with every single one of those shots. Just about every. Oh, wait. Oh, R.I.P. R.I.P. Where was that? That was the Cinder. Oh, sorry, I'm totally mishandling the map. Dear. Must have been over here, yeah? Yeah. Oh, trying to get some shots off on the front of the. Oh, well, yeah, on them as they marched around. Little ambush strikes. So it'll be interesting. How does Wim Raider want to deal with the last of these guys, eh? Maybe he's happy enough. Maybe just no. He needs to wipe them out. Another quick little charge will take him. So, ouch. Pull your blades. No, I think he's going to keep them in guard mode, just try and get some shots in. Which, I mean, it's probably the better idea, but I would have probably been tempted to just keep their blades out and charge away in. But yeah, cool. Good to see those Serpent's Fangs are still in the game, still trying their best, and keeping the Sindar busy. Nothing to be ignored. Gweithio Rogdor, what are we doing? Why are we here? Gweithio Rogdor, no. I don't know if that was an accident from Tommy. Oh, damn, that's a shame. That last Gweithio Lancer, because the general won't he won't get his lance down. He doesn't have one, so he can still like charge with a horrendous force, but it's not going to be enough. These farmers buckling are just tanking damage. I don't know what we're waiting for, mate. We can't. Is he trying to hide them? I think Medex is trying to get them to hide, because if he gets them to hide, then they can't be shot at. But they just seem to not be wanting to hide. So I think, yeah, charging in is your best bet here. Just rushing on forward, getting those farmers involved, finding a good position for your bandits. Oh, yep. I've bumped into the Woodland Realm Patrol. Just get them rinsed. Now engaging. So it's going to be the morale of the Hobbits. That's the primary thing that we're worried about here. Or do we still have any? Oh, we are still putting some shots in. It's 4 Sindar that we see. I feel if you pulled out your swords.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Yeah, because what he's wanting to do is keep his bows out so that he's hurting them. But yeah, I understand it. It makes sense, but I'm just a bit of a wild man sometimes. And it's... Oh. Damn, do they not have any ammunition left? No! Why are you doing this? Why are you charging in? Tommy! Deary me, yeah, because I mean, Tommy was a big part of the reason for causing that break there. So the farmers buckling are they're gonna start going toe to toe, but this is a tough fight for them. Maybe I overestimated just how, because up against, say, a normal human or something like that, the farmers would probably kill man for man, but I think up against these Mirkwood Elves, no. Again, the farmers buckling, just one of these units that really benefits so much from that AP scythe, just carving down their enemies. But the Mirkwood Elves are relying so much more on the defensive skill rather than any sort of armor value. So it was a good little clash, but I think that'll be that. So I would love to be very interested to know how that would have turned out. Gweithio Rogdor saw them rinsing in here and there. How this would have turned out had those hobbits joined in that last charge of the Alliance. You know, when Imladris and Rhun was coming from one side, if this force just showed up from the other. I just think that would have made it so much more difficult for Mirkwood to chase and follow the Eagles and the Umbar Cav. I think that would have been very yeah, really tough for them. Oh, a little bit of friendly fire there. Oh no, those are hobbits that are getting shot. I thought it was the some elves that were chasing down the Gweithio Rogdor. Yeah, farmers of Buckland. Yeah, I did. I maybe need to recheck the stats of the farmers of Buckland. But yeah, they've not really racked up the kill count that I expected from them. But no, that was actually really damn exciting. Hopefully I didn't burp on mic there. Yeah, so it was, did not see that coming. That was really quite quite a nail biter of a free-for-all. A lot of nice sort of 1v1s to start us off. Some pretty close ones, for sure. And then some good diplomacy and some good good play throughout. Like, not the only people that I think got really dead set on like vengeance were, of course, Umbar and Numenor. But I understand why they did that. It definitely made sense. Oh dear, RIP these guys. I like them. Little gorilla fighting serpent's fangs. Yeah, would have been. I mean, they wouldn't have really been able to turn the tide or anything like that, unfortunately. So no, I think Moon Raider's not got a lot left. You know, he's not come out of this healthy. So I think it wouldn't have taken much of a surviving force just to help turn the tide. Yeah, just breaking that again. Yeah, it looks like the Gwaithir Roktor are really just sort of seeking out some kills here. Up against the Sindar, because he'll have an anti-cavalry bonus. Will he? Yeah, I think he'll have an anti-cavalry bonus, so he will be able to do some good damage up against the Sindar. We'll probably go 2 times speed now, as we just sort of wait for the end here, because I think it's really just the Sindar. Let's see, that was good. That was really cool. Nice map. Definitely, and it allowed for a lot of interesting slips and maneuvers. No, definitely very cool. Do I think that? Yeah, I think the only real chance for the last alliance there, the last alliance of Rhun and Imladris and Umbar. I think the only real chance they had was, say, if these hobbits turned up a little bit earlier, or yeah, I mean, all it would have taken was a few more lucky hits and lucky charges with the eagles, maybe. But anyway, zooming down through the forces here. Yeah, anything that's surprising me? No, that all generally makes sense. I'm really sorry I missed poor old Captain Dulo's sort of defeat against the Imladris forces. I'm not quite sure what went down there. Any immense kills that are catching me off guard? No, everything seems pretty solid. Wooden patrol there, nice with that 224. Hiri Lang, yeah, it's kind of like lower than you'd expect, but keep in mind what the Hiri Lang were generally fighting. And they're very, very nice targets for sure. And yeah, you usually don't expect these amount of kills from the Spears of Emenduir, but that was there were reasons for that. And the Ents, of course, going toe to toe with other Ents, drops their kill count significantly as well. But no, super duper. Yeah, I think the Gondor versus Rhun is I feel it's generally quite a tough fight for Gondor, so I think he did pretty well. Given his situation, and then yeah, Batu, of course, just realizing what needed to be done, and leading the charge of the last alliance was awesome. And then yeah, just the camaraderie between Imladris, Rhun, and Umbar just absolutely killed me. I loved that to pieces. But yeah, that was great. So this will be either Saturday, Sunday, or maybe Friday. Then either way, I'm hoping to just have 2 videos this weekend. That should be good. Cool. Anyway, see you. Yeah, thank you guys very much. I'll see you later.